Yeah, don't matter, got the beautiful soothing sounds from me. I'm here to soothe you. But we got a video from another wildlife warrior. Yes, this guy again. Look at him, he had for the tiger shark in search of that. In search of that, yes, in the name of conservation. Important, very important. I can tell you that in the name of conservation, you need to do these things. Can see that. That rubbish. Yes, I can see that. That look like a bottle cap to me. I can tell these things. That are very common. Very common. Good to collect this. Yes, that's a 10 point. Yes, that 10 wildlife warrior point. Ding ding. Yes. I can see that too. That's a beautiful blue. That blue one. At that 10 point, I can tell you. Yes, I can examine that. That maybe even a shark, a beautiful marine creature. But this guy get that, yes. He get that to save the tiger shark. Not good for tiger shark. Can tell these things. Yes. That's good to do that. Frontline conservation. I can tell these things. And many beautiful things about that. It is so important. It's natural. You got to protect these things. Yes, I can see the realm of the tiger shark. That's what they need protecting. I can tell you that. You need to do these things. I need to do them too. I need to get at there and pick up a rubbish like this guy. Look at him. Yes, he's a man's man. I can see that. I can see that, yes, in search of that tiger shark. Like I want always to raise a fat man. I want to make fat boys like him to be raised like a fat man. I want my fat men to do these things. I want to have maybe 10 fat men. I want to raise them all. But I'm not going too good on the mating front. I can tell these things. I got the ugly Susan, but she not want me. I had many plans for her. I'm not too sure she want me. How can I know these things? I like my mother always tell me these things. It's hard. It's hard out there. You got to find your father. My father, ALBY MANGLES, I can tell that. ALBY MANGLES make love to my mother at the barn dance. Yes. I also do Rex Hunt make love to my mother at the barn dance, but he not my father. Only ALBY MANGLES my father. And not the bushmeat pit. Not my biological father. Like ALBY MANGLES, I can tell these things. Look, into the realm of the tiger shark we go now. I can see this. Like a jellyfish season too. We look for jellyfish. That's a part of conservation too. Many things I can tell you about these things. But I need to mate with ugly Suzanne. If not her, then who? I can tell these things. Look at him. Yes, beautiful. He's as beautiful as me. I can tell you. It's irresistible to ugly Suzanne. My beautiful looks are ugly. She cannot refuse them, but she has. She declined them. Declined to mate with me. I tell her about the fat boys, and she said no. But important. You need the fat boys. The fat boys, they're the ones out there. We put them in the front line of conservation, into the realm of the tiger shark. They need to fund these things. They need to fund the fishing line and plastic bags, man. Important. I like this thing. Look at it. Yes. That's a fish habitat. That's a fish habitat. I can tell these things. And that's a fish. We can see there's a fish down there. That's what you love to see them fish. I love to see them too. But I love to see ugly Suzanne. And my mother, she tell me about mating. I need to find a rat woman at the barn dance, but ugly Susan at the pub. And she do a squeaky lady like a fart. That's how I select her. I select her by these things. But we can choose now. We're into the realm of the tiger shark. Yes, habitat. This is a feeding ground of that. I can tell these things. That beauty. We added to see these things. Always scanning for the tiger shark, but also fishing hooks and fishing line. Not good for that. I can tell you. But we can switch to these things. There's beautiful things for us to look at. We look at them over Reef, I can tell you. And education too. We monitor these things. Yes, we look at it very closely. I can tell you. I look at ugly Susan very closely. I listen to, I creep up to her table when she drinking at the pub. I crawl under there and listen. I listen for the squeaky farts, because that's how I can tell. I not want to be over a loud farter. A loud farter make me sick. I I lose a part of my sense of smell in a bushmeat incident with my father. Not my biological father, I can tell these things. A bushmeat bit is not related to me. Neither is my brother Reggie. Reginald not related to me, but I still feed. I feed off his mother's breast milk until at 12. Reggie's mother is my mother. But Reggie's father is not my father, not my biological father. That ALBY MANGLES, I can tell you these things. That's what my mother tell me. She tell me this, I need to find him. I got the money for me, ALBY got these things. ALBY MANGLES was a breeder. I can tell you these things, like me. I tell that to Ugly Susan, I'm a breeder. Ugly Susan, listen. Listen to me, I want to put a fat boys into side of you. That's what I said to her. And I listen too. I like to listen. Look at this thing. That's not good. That's not good for my heart. That hurt it. Hurt my heart like when Ugly Susan said no. No fat boys can come inside of me. But I want to put them there. This is not good. That's not good. That's why we need to help these things. Look at this. That declining quickly, I can tell you. That happened very fast. I monitor these things. I monitor that, and it makes me sad. Like I monitor Ugly Susan. She might be ovulating. That's not good for me, because I need to be there to make a fat boy. I need to put a fat boy inside of her when she ovulates. I learned that. I learned these things from Donny Rottencock. He a deadbeat father, but he know. He know about the ovulation, because he avoid the smell chili. Look at these things. That's not good for me. You're not good for you. You cannot serve to this. I cannot serve you. Oh, mate. That make me cry inside. I can tell these things. That upset me, but I can monitor that. Yes. And we can see into that, you and me. That's not good. We're not like that. We're not like that. That hurt us. I can tell these things. That habitat of fish. Not good for us. I can see these things. That are not good things for me to see that. I'm not a marine biologist, but I can tell you these things. That is not good to me. I can tell you that they're not spreading, no. And that are declining, I can tell you. Aside from that. That is even more important. I need to mate with her. I need to find Ugly Susan and make babies with her sooner than later. We need to get them. We need to make them and put them on the front line like this. Look at this. We need them more wildlife warriors. I need to make them. I need to tell Susan. I need to mate with him. I need to make a fat boys, wildlife warriors out of them. I've already failed with one fat boy. I'm not to fail again, I can tell you. These things upset me. Look at that. Yes, I can monitor these things. These upsetting things for us. That's not good. That's not good for us. Mate, my father, ALBY MANGLES, he would turn in his grave if he seen these things. Yes. That's what upset him. I can feel that. I can feel that a spiritual connection between me and my father. I mean, my biological father, ALBY MANGLES. He can sense these things. He can sense them like a Batman. It's not good for these things. I can tell you. That's not good. No. It hurt me. It hurt you too. I can see these things. Mate, that hurt me. My feelings. That hurt my feelings more than when Ugly Susan rejected me. She said no to me. I think she declined my mating. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly because she's not full quid. But look at these things. Ugly Susan's babies maybe need to be made maybe tomorrow. I can tell these things. Maybe the next day. Maybe the day after that we continue. I'll continue to make them. Because they need to get out there. Need to protect these things. I can tell that. That hurt me. That hurt me. I can tell now none of my sons, and none of them are going to be pastry chefs, I can tell you. That only upset me. I'm going to find Ugly Susan and tell her. All our fat boys are going to be wildlife warriors, I can tell you. They need to do these things. Look at that. That has scarred me deep inside of my soul, I can tell you. That upset me. Upset me, sometimes make me want to cry. Maybe see the person stand on that. Or maybe they die. Maybe they're just rotting away and die. I can't tell you these things. I like a bit of a flower sometimes. Sometimes these upsetting things happen. That's why conservation is so important. We can tell these things. Ugly Susan not understand. She not understand, I can tell you. But my father, ALBY MANGLES, he understand these things. Look at this, I can tell you. That upset everybody there, I can tell you that. I am upset from that. That's what is well for him. Monitor these things. You need to know these things. We need to get out there and protect these things. I can tell you. That home, that's a beautiful home of the fish. But we need to protect those fish. I can tell you that. Like Ugly Susan, I need to protect her from this. These things upset her. I can tell you. Look at that. That's upsetting to me too. I can see that. Yes, like a vet. I'm a vet. I need to hear this. I got the powers. I can hear this, and I put my hands onto these things and hear that. But maybe that I'll get sick. I can't tell these things. Maybe people touch them. I'm not sure. Maybe a plastic. I can't tell you. Maybe poisonous fish fart. I'm not a biologist, mate, of any kind. I can tell you that. Not even a marine one, but I can soothe you to this, and we can see these things. Because I am a wildlife warrior, like this guy. I'm a professional, I can tell you that. Not amateur, no, big time. I've handled many wildlife warriors, man. Maybe I can manage you. Maybe you can, I can get a 10% fee, maybe. And you can get out there and do these things. There's not that much money in that, mate. I can tell you that. But maybe you can fix me up later. I can tell you these things. Sometimes I think to myself, where is the money? If the money is not in this, where is it? Because it should be here. That's what I said to this guy. Keep doing it. Maybe you find money. There could be like a suitcase of that. Maybe treasure down there too. Maybe even find something valuable one time. I can tell you. That's why you never give up like this guy. You can be a wildlife warrior too. I can train you. That's what I do. I soothe you, but I train you too, and educate you. That's important for you. Important for your mind. Your mind need to be educated. Like Ugly Susan. I need to stimulate it. I need to put my hands onto that thing. I need to caress her beautiful head. That has her beautiful brain. I can tell these things. That thing. I can see that. Yes, that's upsetting to me. I thought that was something upsetting, but that's nature. It's a beautiful stingray. I can tell these things. Yes, I can frolic with that thing. That's what the wildlife does. You frolic with this beautiful creature. Yes, I become one with that thing. Yes, in the realm of the tiger shark. That's a bait. And that's a small snack for tiger shark. I can tell you that. But men eating tiger shark like a man. They like to eat a man. I can tell you that. Not a stingray. Stingray get caught in its throat. Not like that. Yes. I can soothe you to this. I can tell you that. But you're soothing now. We can see this beauty. Look at it. You can see the beautiful spots on that beautiful thing. Yes, might be very dangerous too, but not to wildlife warriors. These people, they have an affinity with nature. Like me, I have an affinity with Ugly Susan, but she not let me. The important for that she let me do these things to her. I need to soothe her. Look at this beauty. There's that thing again. That's not beauty. No, we need to save that. Even this stingray, I can see that. The tail of the stingrays are telling me, you got to protect these things. It's a part of nature, like this, like me. That's what the stingray said. I'm part of nature. And the front line of conservation, you need to protect me, mate. That's what Ugly Susan said to me, but she not said in words. But maybe she need to. I can tell these things. But she not need to because I can communicate with her. She's very simple, but I managed to communicate with her. It's like talking to a bird. Like a beautiful cockatoo. Eventually the cockatoo repeated the things to you. They say these things. At first it did not say nothing. It look at you back from the cage like it's a stupid animal, but it's not. Pretty soon it's smart. It starts to say smart things to you. You think to yourself, that's smart. How did you think to say that, mate? But the bird knew. The bird could sense that it could sense you want to not harm it. You just want to mate with it. If the bird was a beautiful woman and like Ugly Susan, she's a beautiful. I find her beautiful. She's not beautiful. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. It's hard to judge these things. But I call her beautiful Suzanne. It soothes me to do that. Like this thing, it soothes me. I can see that. It soothes you too. That the front line, I can see that. In the realm of the Takashaka too. That a beautiful, attack him, come for him too. Yes, he got affinity. He got affinity like me. I come for Suzanne. I tell her, I need to be with you, Suzanne. You and me together make a fat boys. I make a fat boy alliance, like on Survivor. You and me. I call it the beautiful Suzanne alliance. Together we can go all the way, Suzanne. I'm making fat boys along the way too. Very important for us. Important for me to make a fat boys. I can do these things, but that's beautiful. Like a trained stingray. Come to me, he say. Come to me, we can be friends. But now it move off. I can see that. But like in nature, that's what in nature want to do. It want to come and soothe. It want to soothe and be at one, and then move off and be alone. I like this thing. It want to be alone. I can see that. Not me. I want to soothe Susan and then be with her, not be alone. I need to soothe her and be nice to her. I need to sing to her. I've even got poetry. Some poetry I like to read to her. Most of it about her. I can tell that she would like that. But we can soothe now. That's a professional. What the professionals do. It's professionalism. I can tell these things. It's very professional of me to continue soothing you when I've got a ugly Susan on my mind. I can tell you. It's hard for me to get her off my mind. She's so beautiful to me. Like a stunning, beautiful piece of seaweed, like this thing. It's part of nature. That's a beautiful thing. Yes, I can see that. That's a hiding place of maybe fish. Maybe fish and maybe other small marine animals hiding in there. The stingray again. I can see him. Yes, he's moving off now into the realm of the tiger shark. That's good for him. That is home of. That's where the stingray is supposed to be. We have looked at it. They got no fishing line. It's happy. It's a happy stingray. I can tell these things. Maybe go out there to sting someone one day. It's part of nature. You don't need to do that. Maybe it's your fault. You jump onto the stinger of the stingray. The stingray want to sting, but you want to get stung maybe too. That's your fault when you get stung by the stingray. That's the conservation. That's part of it. You can never know these things, but I know them. I know them, and I need to share them with Suzanne. Me and Suzanne need to become one, and then maybe more, maybe 5, because we make a fat boys. Maybe 3 to start with, and then maybe another 4. I can tell you. This warrior business is going to need lots of fat boys. Yes, I can see them now. Fat boys up there frolicking. They're frolicking and picking up rubbish like good fat boys. I say good fat boys for doing that. That please me. That please your father. I'm your father because it's important for me to pass the knowledge on as the father of the fat boys. I need to say, look, fat boys, this is very important work you and me do together. And your mother is very happy for that too. Look at her. That's a beautiful Suzanne. She was ugly Suzanne, but we call her beautiful now. And she's beautiful. She make a fat boys. Many fat boys, brave fat boys too, brave little fat boys. With conservation in their heart, I can tell you that. That's very, very important. Important for ugly Suzanne to do these things. Important for her to do these things for me. I say, no pressure, Suzanne, but we need fat boys. We need them now too. We need to start creating them together. That's important. That marine rubbish. Yes. That's beautiful. My fat boys are going to find lots of that. I'm going to put them on patrol. They're patrolling for the rubbish. Yes. You can see that. I grab it, fat boy. That's what I said to him. My little fat boy will jump on that too. Yes. Because I trained him right. I can do these things. I'm going to train each of them right to collect these things. I need to find them. I pick them up, mate. That's what the wildlife does on the front line. Yes, on the front line. I can soothe you next time on the front line. But all these things are very important.